Hi everyone. Today I wanted to share with you a little story. It's my story. I dedicated this week to a theme, and it was pessary usage, because I believe it is important to normalize what is a pessary and how you can use it. For those of you that don't know, a pessary is a tool that physiotherapists, women's health physiotherapists can use to help your organs in case you have pelvic organ prolapse. So I chose today because I've just came back from the clinic and one of my patients told me that she didn't know anyone that used the pessary, and I believe it is important to normalize this, and often, unfortunately, we don't talk about these things enough. And as I say to my patients, everything in this area of the pelvis is a little bit like a taboo, and unfortunately we don't talk about it. So I wanted to share with you, the same way as I share with my patients, the following. So this is my pessary. So I use my pessary whenever I want to run, whenever I want to do exercise. And the fact is, I've never had a baby, but I'm hypermobile, which means that my ligaments are a little bit more flexible than most women would be. So this means that whenever I run, my organs have a tendency to follow gravity. And one of the things that I would like to do to make sure that my organs keep on a higher position and I don't have prolapse in the future is I use my pessary when I run and whenever I do high impact things like heavy lifting weights, for instance. And why do I think it's important for us to talk about that? Because we need to normalize this. A pessary should be at least almost as natural to talk about as it would be to use a tampon. So if we can actually buy tampons in the supermarket and we can actually use them, why couldn't we just talk about pessaries in the same way? So pessary, it's not telling you that your organs are not working. No, your organs just need a little bit of a help. Same way as when you use a tampon, you're not telling that you are incompetent. Your tampon is just there to absorb the blood from your menstruation. The pessary is to hold your organs and just actually absorb the pressure that it's going upwards towards your pelvic floor. So to use a pessary doesn't make you more or less. It just helps your body to work better. And if it can also prevent pelvic floor injuries, I believe that that's a pretty great thing. So I think it is crucial that we normalize the usage of pessaries. The type of pessaries nowadays, the silicone-based, not PVC, they are super stretchy, which means that when they enter, they are really small. So they are not supposed to be painful at all. With this type of pessaries, if you are the type of person that needs to use a pessary for longer periods, you can have intercourse with a ring pessary. So you don't have to also remove it that often as well. But in case you do need to remove it for any reason, it is really easy to access to it, wash it with soap. You don't have to use any other chemicals. Remember, the penis is not sterile, so you don't have to have the pessary completely sterile. Of course, we don't want it to be dirty, but we want to make sure just normal soap that you would use with your hands, make sure you dry it. And that's it. The pessary is ready to be used. I believe it is important that we normalize the usage of the pessaries, and I think it is important that we women, if you feel like you're open to it, find yourself a women's health physio and just be fitted with a pessary. So especially if you feel like you are in a high risk. For instance, like I said, I'm hypermobile and I also have my uterus retroverted, which means that I have a higher chance of having prolapse in the future. Let's normalize the subject. To use a pessary doesn't make you less of a woman. It just makes you a woman that can prevent or simply treat a problem that you may be having. So that is just a message for today. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Aline Filipe, and thank you for listening to me at the Pelvic Tuner.